Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and the creator of the Delver Lens app has reached out to me with additional details. How cool is that? And also, he's like the coolest guy ever. Let's just call him, I don't know, I call everybody and everything everywhere Steve. Let's go with Charlie this time. Now that's a classic Portuguese name. But he says, thanks for creating a video about the app. Since there are many unknowns in the video, I thought I should clarify some stuff. So we're going to go deeper down this rabbit hole. Are you guys ready? Buckle up. First point, he says he just kind of made Delver in his free time just because he thought he could, I guess. And then just all of a sudden, hey, it's really big. And he's like, oh my gosh, there's like a ton of people who use this now. Literally the story of my YouTube channel, by the way, but anyway. So he does say, yeah, he probably should have thought ahead and not put Magic the Gathering in the title, but he never thought it would take off. So not too long after he made it, he kind of focused on like other projects and stuff. You know, even though it was growing big, he's not like, well, I guess this is my whole life now. And it never occurred to him to remove the phrase Magic the Gathering from the title. He even kind of laughs and says, well, I think I was there for 2 or 3 years, actually. So he's kind of pissed that this is something that could have been fixed in his estimate 5 minutes, but now it's generating all kinds of trouble just for specifically Americans. Because that's the only language of the store it was removed from, or the only geological zone, or however they control that. So he does want to reiterate that the phrase Magic the Gathering in the app's title is the only thing they took issue with. I guess that's the entirety of their claim at this time. Unless they want to, like I said, my original video, if they want it gone for a different reason, that's kind of the front they're using, because it's been a couple years, guys. But I mean, a for-profit thing with the full spelled out Magic the Gathering on it, I mean, I get it. And up until now, he had no other complaints, warnings, didn't get contacted, nothing, just out of the blue, hey, goodbye. In his opinion, he didn't ever hear of anybody, nor did he himself personally think that anybody would confuse the app with being directly related to Wizards of the Coast, and I have to agree with that completely. But you know how it is, it's an app that makes money, and Wizards is like, oh, the name's on it, so, they lawyer up because they have nothing better to do. Keep in mind, they could have just contacted him and said, can you change the name? They could have done that. So as far as the microtransactions and how the app makes money, he did want to hit on that because, like I said, I've never used it. So he says, yeah, there are some features in the app that are paid, but they are meant for store owners that have been using the app to list inventory online. It works as follows. If you need to generate a CSV, which is a basic data dump, it's like a spreadsheet basically, comma separated values it stands for. So it's value, comma, value, comma, value, comma, and it's just like a data table of data. If they want to generate a CSV file with more than 100 cards on it, so pretty much just a store, then you need a $3 a month subscription or $30 annually. And like that's the entirety of that range that it said. So he says that, and a couple people use like some API, calls to other websites and, data dumping, that kind of stuff. And really the subscriptions that people pay just go to pay the cloud hosting bills, for the cloud rental, probably AWS or whatever it is, to store the data on the cloud to keep everybody synced and all that. And quote, to buy me a booster pack every once in a while. So that's pretty awesome. He also says he receives like a little bit of like a commission, I guess, from people buying on Card Kingdom, I guess for like the referral or something about using their API or whatever. But in his opinion, the total revenue of the app does not pay for the app's development. So he initially just made it for fun. So yeah, it blew up big, but there's very, very few premium users and it just goes to basically cover costs, plus a little. He even says, even with how big his app is, the community for Magic the Gathering compared to just like if he made some, I don't know, recipe app or something that like everybody who cooks could use, just a huge audience, or like a, I don't know, fantasy football app or something like that. He doesn't think that there's money in making software for the MTG community at all. It's actually too small. And remember, they had like 5 to 10 million active users. Notice I said had. I will say if 1% of the community uses the app and 1% of them need the premium features, that gets real small real quick. So, that 10 million goes fast. So even with everything he said, he still maintains that the app's value, just to the community basically, still exists, and he is likely to just publish the app again with a different name. He actually really liked my name suggestion too, but probably going to shorten it to MTG just to be safe, otherwise they'll probably go after him again. He wants to remind everybody that there is currently no risk of anybody losing data that is stored in the app. So, I mean, it's all in the cloud. I guess he's confident that they can rehook up to like everybody's data, and yeah, not a big deal. It's probably basically logged in with your Google ID or a third party either way. I mean, you'll rehook up to your data, so it's not like the whole app was deleted or something by Google. So since he himself personally uses the app for his own use, he says, yeah, I'm going to keep updating it, even though obviously it's not really worth the money or his time, but I mean, I guess it is if he uses it, and trying to distribute to people who need it, whether that includes a name change or other ways. So the paying users are fine in continuing to support the app so that the cloud bills are being paid. So that's just his financial plan for the future to keep the app running. He says he's not maintaining the app to make money. It's more like he enjoys the small community around it. And it's not that small, but hey, I mean, I'd estimate it at probably 25 to 100,000 people. I mean, what other number would lead to 3,000 ratings? So that in the end is why he really worked hard in implementing other features that people were requesting and just useful features he thought the app could use, even though it didn't really bring in more revenue. So total top-notch dev in my opinion. Remember, I have 2 degrees in software engineering. It's not entirely true. One of them is and one's in web development, but really I specialized in the graphics side of it and pure HTML. But that's not what it says on my diploma. And at the end he says my English isn't that great. I'm like, what the hell? This is written by an English major. This is a perfect email. There was one phrasing problem I thought was a typo. Other than that, my gosh, the punctuation. No offense, but he beats 9 out of 10 of you in your comments. So, yeah, no update in the email about, getting everything back up and running. But obviously, if he did have news on that, he would have probably tweeted about it. And, hey, if you're a store owner, once this all gets resolved, and you're like, wow, I'd love to just slap a card down on the table, have a little, picture of it on my camera, identify it, have a list auto-generated, and press one button, have it export to TCG Player and sell them all. Basically, just throw it down on a piece of white paper, hover your phone over it, and it's for sale. I mean, if that sounds attractive to you, which, my God, would I have used that? Check it out. And if you do, under 100 cards exported at a time, you wouldn't even need to pay the subscription fee. Otherwise, $3 a month. I mean, come on, that's like selling one card on TCG Player. And you'd be supporting a very, very nice guy. So not sponsored or nothing. It's just, I know something useful when I see it. And this thing has mad good reviews. So hopefully this all gets resolved. If you want to go on social media and tell Wizards once again that you're angry at them, I'm sure it's literally every single comment at this point. But specifically why, taking this down instead of asking nicely and tell them to retract it or to just generally stop being dicks to everybody. That would be wonderful. And hopefully within a week or two we get this back online, or even sooner would be nice. So thanks very much to codename Charlie, which, I mean, he's Portuguese or whatever. It's not Charlie. But yeah, thanks to Charlie for following up with that email so quick. So I appreciate the little peek behind the curtain, little additional details. Wanted to, fill people in on the rest of the story. And can't wait for a good resolution to this. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next video.